All right, so this is going to be the Cross of Gold speech. Now this is just a small sample of it. This thing was much longer. You can look up the whole speech if you want. You probably don't want to. This is the important part, okay? So William Jennings Bryan, he stands up at the Democratic National Convention and gives this speech to get the nomination, okay? We're going to read it, and then I'm going to explain it as we go along. You can take notes on this if you want about the meaning of the speech, because I'm going to give you this speech later on, or some political cartoons or something like that. I'm not exactly going to tell you, but you're going to have to interpret what it meant. So if you want to write down what it meant, that's on you. You can use it for that assignment, okay? All right, there are two ideas of government. There are those who believe that if you legislate, so legislate means to make laws, okay? If you legislate to make the well-to-do prosperous, that their prosperity will leak through on those below. All right, so most students have no idea what this means right here. Well-to-do. Something that's not said anymore. Well-to-do means rich, okay? So let's go over that again. There are those that believe that if you make laws to make rich people prosperous, that their prosperity will leak through on those below. So let the rich guy be rich, and he's going to give jobs to everybody, okay? And then everybody gets to have a job. So that is the Republican point of view, even today, okay? It's called trickle-down economics. It's also later on called Reaganomics, okay? The Democrat idea, so here's the other point of view, is that if you legislate to make the masses, which at the time the masses of people were poor people, they were the laboring class, make the masses prosperous, their prosperity will find its way up through every class that rests upon it. So basically what they're saying, take money away from the rich people, give it to the poor people will spend the money and make the rich people rich. Okay, so it's up to you, whatever you believe, all right? So scroll down a little bit. Okay, you come to tell us that the great cities are in favor of the gold standard. I tell you that the great cities rest upon these broad and fertile prairies. All right, so this right here, he's saying that the great cities of America are dependent, their foundation is the broad and fertile prairies. Well, what happens out in the broad and fertile prairies of America? People farm it, okay? So they're saying the cities depend on the farms right here. Burn down your cities and leave our farms, and your cities will spring up as if by magic. I actually agree with that one. But destroy our farms, and grass will grow in the streets of every city. So burn down the cities. The farmers are going to be fine. They know how to farm. They got all the stuff they need to sustain life. What would happen if you burned down every farm in America tomorrow? What would happen next year or next month? People would literally be starving in the streets. What would happen to the cities? People would be killing each other for food. And I'm talking about today in 2020, okay? Back then, it was the same case. So, having behind us the commercial interests, commercial means trading, like commerce, you know. So the trading interest and the laboring interest, so the working people, and all the toiling or working masses, we shall answer their demand for a gold standard by saying to them, you shall not press down upon the brow of labor this crown of thorns. You shall not crucify mankind upon a cross of gold. Okay, here's what he's saying. The gold standard, okay, the one that the Republicans are trying to push, it is hurting the farmers. So if you slit the throats of the farmers, or if you take away their farms because they can't pay their bills, then the cities are all going to burn down next, okay? So he's saying don't stab your farmers in the back with the gold standard. Let's go back to bimetallism, and let's have massive inflation so all of the poor people of America can pay off their debts, and all the rich people are going to get poorer, and everybody's going to be roughly equal. That really does sound a lot like socialism to me. But anyway, so it's up to you. That's what it means, and this is his famous speech, okay?